Hi, everybody. How are y'all doing today? This is Takia with Life You Imagine Radio Show. And we have a great show for you today. We are excited and super pumped. We have five guests joining us today. And unfortunately, Dr. V is not going to be here with us today. We're going to make her proud and give her some love closer to the end of the show. She's doing just fine. Um, and we'll talk to her. She'll be here with us next week. So we are not going to waste any time because again, we have five amazing, wonderful people here to speak with us today, and we want to give them their time to shine. So let's get started. Okay. So we have coming up today, we have Barry Racoma. We're going to have Dr. Melinda Watts, Juanita Banks Whittington, Francine Houston, and Don V. Collins. And again, you'll have me, your wonderful host, Takia Chase Smith. If you haven't already done so, you have to go out there and share the stream with your family and friends so that they can join us. And we will be monitoring the chats in the comment section. So if you're a fan and you're out there watching, as your comments come up on the StreamYard on the Facebook page, we will appreciate you. We will give you some loves and some shout outs. And thank you for joining us today. And also, we have a competition. So every week or every at the end of the month, we go back and we capture who shared and who had the guests that were commenting and the fans that were showing them some love. And we send the host of the month a special prize. So our co-stars today are going to share on their pages. We're going to get to know who these wonderful co-authors are that are in Joy 365, and we're going to have some fun. So I hope you all are as excited as I am to bring up this first guest. So the first person that we have that is coming to the stage with us today is Barry Rakama.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, thank you. How are you, Barry?
I'm fine. Actually, just getting off of work.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking out time to be with us today.
Mm.
And I know it's busy because getting off work for me, I know that used to be like something else. So I'm glad that you can join us today.
Well,
So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
uh, uh, I'm a retired Army veteran. I served for 21 years. I'm currently still serving with the military as a government civilian. Um, Currently living in Nevada, Hawthorne to be exact. It's pretty interesting, a little bit desolate for my liking, but you kind of get used to it. Mm, I have one son. He's 26 years old, living in Colorado right now, and I'm a cat dad.
Okay. He's a cat dad. I am afraid of cats, but that's
Oh,
okay.
really?
And thank you for your service in the Army. Um, I was in the Army for almost 16 years. I did 15 and a half years in the Army. And my mom, Dr. V, she did 26. She always corrects me. I believe it was 26 years in the Army as well. So thank you for your service.
Very welcome.
And so are you an author outside of the book project?
No, this is actually my first endeavor with any kind of book author promotion. Uh, I fancy myself as a pseudo content creator on TikTok and YouTube, but this is a whole new realm for me.
Okay, so you said you're a content creator. So what do you create
Oh,
like
uh,
videos?
yeah, I create videos mostly for my own personal peace of mind. I ride motorcycles, so I document my rides. I do some hiking and I do camping.
Oh, okay. So you're a very physically fit guy. Okay, cool. My I took the test to get my driver's license for a motorcycle. That was many years ago. But I am
Mm,
claustrophobic from so the helmet I can't close them. So I haven't
Oh,
ridden a bike since I got the license for it.
well, I would tell you there's a lot of new technology out there, and they have full face helmets that you can lift up so you can get that fresh air when you need it.
Oh, really? Okay. That's good. I'll bring it up to my husband. He wants to ride. He has his motorcycle license too. I'll mention that to him.
Oh,
I don't think I'm gonna do it because when anything so I'll tell this funny story really short. But I was on a scuba diving snorkeling adventure in the water from the mask. I seen fish, I got excited and almost drowned. So I don't put anything over my nose and mouth at the same time because it freaks me out completely. So
understandable.
so with with COVID and the pandemic and everyone was wearing masks, I completely like would lose my mind whenever they told me I had to put it all the way up.
Mm.
So yeah, it's bad. Yeah. But anyway, needless to say. So okay, so on your channel, you said that you go hiking, you ride motorcycles, and there was one other thing that you do. What was that?
Camping, and I do post some of my workout videos or when I'm at the gym.
Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So where do you live at? Where does this take place? What state are you in?
I'm in Hawthorne, Nevada. It's about 2 hours from Reno, 5.5 from Las Vegas.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's nice. Well, I haven't been to that part. I've been to Vegas a couple of times and we went to the oh Lord, I don't remember. Okay. Needless to say, I've been to Vegas, so I feel like
Yeah,
I
well,
have been
you're
on that
doing
part of
better.
town a little.
You're, you're doing better than I am. I've been here almost 2 years and I haven't been to Vegas yet. Really, really not my thing. I'm not much of a gambler, so
So you can do other things in Vegas besides gamble. I don't gamble either. So, but there's other stuff that you can do out there to have fun.
yeah, I'm
But
discovering
I
that.
totally
I do.
understand.
I do a lot of traveling cross border into California, where the hiking and the camping. So
Okay.
I figure eventually I'll get over there once at
Okay.
some
And have you
point.
went to the Grand
No, I
Right.
haven't been to
Have you
any
went
of
to
the
the Grand
casino
Canyon?
hotels. No, not yet, but it is on my list.
Okay. It's really pretty. We went horseback riding when I went there on the side of the mountain. So that was really nice. So there's something that you can do when you go up that on that side of town to visit.
I have to check that out. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for joining me. We're going to talk to some of the other guests and we'll be back to talk to you about your project, Enjoy 365. So,
Okay, look forward to it.
all right. Thank you. So, next,
Mhm.
we are going to have Dr. Melinda Watts. Dr. Watts, are you still with us? If you are, can you try to unmute because we can't hear you? Okay, we may be having some difficulties with Dr. Watts. She's been on here, so we may have a issue with that, but we'll skip over her and we'll come back to her in a few minutes. We're gonna go ahead and get to Miss Juanita Banks Whittington.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Juanita Banks Whittington.
All right, Juanita.
I'm excited to be here. This is actually um, not my first book that I've just published, but I just published the children's book recently called I Love My Daddy, and that is available on Amazon. And it's about a little girl and her father and the day that they have together. I'm also a social worker, a veteran, an Army veteran, and I talk more about wellness and diversity and inclusion. I work for the federal government right now, and I live in Maryland. I live in Oldington, Maryland.
Okay, wow. So I was trying to write everything down as you were saying it. So I'm going to repeat some of it just to make sure that I have everything on my end. So you have a book on Amazon about a little girl and her dad. And what was the title of the book called?
It's called I Love My Daddy.
I Love My Daddy. And what age group is that book for?
It's for little kids. My daughter's 2.5. Her name is Zeri. And it's for little kids
Okay.
from 0 to, let's say, 5.
Okay. Thank you. And then you said you were an Army veteran. Who? We got all the
Yes,
vets on
I was
here
in the
today.
Army for
Okay.
11 years. And
I'm from Maryland, so that's really cool. Odington, that's up north. So that's something about like Arundel Mills and stuff, right?
I'm closer to Crofton, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Crofton. Okay. Got it. I know where you are now. So that's like Bowie area. Okay. And so in your spare time, so you just started writing books. In your spare time, do you do anything exciting?
Well, right now I am promoting the book, and I have a 2.5 year
Okay.
old, so she keeps me busy. And I am just promoting more of wellness and diversity and inclusion.
Wellness, diversity, and inclusion. Okay, so I'm writing that down. So that must I skipped that part on my notes. Diversion, inclusion. And so can you tell us a little bit about why wellness and diversion and inclusion is important to you?
So the reason why it's important is because your wellness, physical, mental, emotional, all of those things are important. And I look at it as not just in the workplace, because right now you hear all these buzzwords of diversity and inclusion in the workplace, but it also is outside of the workplace. So if you can't be your authentic self when you're at work or when you're out with your friends or even at home, all of that comes together as a whole big wellness package. So I'm talking about how is it important to make sure that you can be your authentic self, making sure that you are mindful, making sure that you take time for yourself, all of those things, whether you are in your personal life or you're at work.
Yes, absolutely. I definitely agree there. I love that. Okay. Authentic self. When you said that, that stuck out to me. So I wrote that down as well. That's one of my notes. Okay. And what made you decide to write I Love My Daddy?
So I wrote I Love My Daddy because my husband reads to my daughter at night, and he kept telling me that there were not any books with any black fathers. It was always the mom and a grandmother, but not a black father. So from there, I just was like, okay, it gave me an idea, and I took it and ran with it. And I wrote I Love My Daddy, and I actually just published it last week.
Oh wow, you said you published it last week?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, congratulations. Okay, so we have to share your link so that you can are you striving for bestseller?
I'm trying. I've been interviewing. I was on an interview this morning, and then on the 22nd, I'll be on the radio. So I'm very excited.
Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We'll go over to the comment section and drop your Amazon link when you get a chance in the comments so that we can go out there and support and get a copy of your book today. So we want to help our new author, Miss Juanita Whittington. So everybody go ahead out there when she drops that link and purchase your copy today or 2 or 3 copies so that you can give one to your friends and your cousins and everybody. So everybody can get a copy of her book. That is a true idea, a great idea that you came up with as well, because there aren't many dads in any of the kids' books. And my daughter is sitting over here because she's doing the note taking for me today. Um, I didn't say talk. Um, but she's an author as well. She wrote a kids. Oh, she's on me. I can't talk about her today. Okay, so we'll move right along. Whatever, Destiny. Okay, so Juanita, Again, share your link to your Amazon book in the comment section. We're going to move along to the next guest star that we have today. And again, on the other half of the show, we're going to talk about your participation in Joy 365.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. Coming up next, we want to hear from Francine Houston.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so I had to write down your name so I can write. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Um, I am okay. I'm a federal employee. I make the clothes for the military. I have two businesses. One is Scenic Media, where I do the books and I do graphic services, and I have a business casual clothing line called FH Designs. Um, Oh, I guess I can say I am the second eldest in for my siblings on my mother's side. I'm an auntie. I'm a sister. I'm a daughter. I'm not married. I'm single. And I'm in my 40s. I'm 43 years old. And I think that's about it for, I guess, the introduction right now. Yeah.
Okay. That works. So you said you're the second eldest on your mom's side, your auntie daughter, and
Yeah.
you have a clothing line. And what was the name of the clothing line?
FH Designs.
FH. Oh, from your initials.
Yeah, my initials.
Okay, FH. And what kind of clothes do you offer?
Um, it's it's business casual, like work wear. I'm starting to do casual wear, and eventually start doing accessories. Um, but it's totally different from what I do at work. Cause I do at work, I make the military jackets and pants and the camouflage jackets. So it's totally the opposite. But it does help me with my clothing line. So
Oh, okay. So are you a seamstress? You sew the clothes?
yeah, I sew the clothes.
Oh, wow. Okay. You got a talent. That takes talent to sew.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm from Michigan. I forgot where I said. Yeah, you asked it right where they're from. I'm from Michigan. I'm originally from my Morris Flint area, but I moved to Lansing, and they after I moved to Lansing, they eventually built another. They built the same company in Flint that do the same thing. So
Oh, really?
we had the manufacturer in Lansing, but then our job was like, well, let's make one in Flint. Let's create jobs over there. So they made a manufacturer in Flint too.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I tried to sew before. I made a hat, like a poofy hat made out of jean material. I'm gonna try again. I got me a sewing instructor because I was like, I want to sew my daughter's clothes. Didn't turn out very well. I'm gonna try again. But needless to say, it's not. I can't go make clothes today. How long have you been sewing and making clothing?
Um, It's been a while. Well, I went to fashion school at 26, but I started working there at 35. Yeah, because I had another career. I used to be a graphic designer, but I switched over, and it's a long story. I ended up working in apparel. So I work at an apparel manufacturer, which is totally different than because everybody talk about GM. I'm like, how did I end up in apparel manufacturer? But I ended up there.
Okay. God places us in some awesome places, and sometimes we question it, but He be knowing what's right for us. So it's a
Yeah,
blessing. So
yeah.
and then
But
graphic services. So you said that you do graphic services. So is that like like the flyers? What is the graphic part?
flyers, and then since I got in books, because I published my first book at 36, I started doing book covers. So I do book covers for people if they need one, and I do my own book covers too. So those type of services, bookmarks, business cards, just little stuff here and there. But since I started learning about publishing, I've been helping people like set their stuff up for them, to do their book signings or their publishing stuff. But I do stuff outside of publishing. But it's like once you start publishing books, you start meeting other authors. I been trying to diversify and find people who need flyers too. So they've been coming around now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, because when you kind of do the publishing, when you step out, you have to open up your umbrella. So that's good that you are
Yeah.
marketing your flyers and stuff as well too. All right. So I think we got everything. And you said you
Um,
had, so what is your book about? So because you were author at
um,
36. So what was your book about?
my first book was Lupus Journey. I'm a lupus warrior. I didn't want to mention that in there, but I had to mention I'm a lupus warrior. So I wrote my journey of dealing with lupus. I got diagnosed at 18, my senior year in high school, which was 1998, and I wrote that journey of just dealing with that all the way up to my 20s. And I got like I wrote another journey about being in my 30s and how I ended up working at Petcom and stuff like that. But um, with all of that being said, I am a poet, so I wrote a poetry book called Strength of a Woman. And I wrote a self care guide. That was 2019 because I had a therapist and I was just struggling with I was trying to stay in remission. And my assignment was to write down a plan. So the self care plan was like my homework. But I was like, well, maybe I need to publish this so other people can do this too. Just take care of
Right.
themselves in different areas of their life. And I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
stick to it myself. Like I'm telling people to drink water. I'm like, okay, I need to drink water. I'm telling you to get proper sleep. I got to get proper sleep. So it's like the things I put in the book. I'm trying to make sure I'm living myself. And then
Mm-hmm.
my most recent book was the S on my chest. I did one about the Superwoman because I felt like I was acting like the Superwoman, and I also talked about the Superman complex. But I really was just diving on different aspects of the Superwoman, like she's supposed to be perfect or this image of perfection that most people portray people to have, and that we are human, that we can make mistakes, like it's
Mm-hmm.
okay, and it's okay to slow down
Definitely.
and like take care of yourself. Because I really was like reading the Superwoman, I was like, I got this character bad, like I need to like not be her right now. Like it's okay to like
Mm-hmm.
take the cape off, because that's what I put in for the self-care guide. Is okay to take the cape off, but for the S on my chest, I was like, okay, take the cape off sometimes for real and like take care of yourself.
Yes.
I've been learning that, so that's another book that I learned. So yeah.
Okay. Yes, that's good. And look, when you said that, I felt like you were talking to me. That's something my mother would have been like, "Oh yeah, you need to write that down." So yes, absolutely. Because I know I do a lot of stuff, and I take care of everyone else, and then it would be me, and I'd be like, "Ah, I gotta go do this. I gotta go do that for this person," and then I'd be walking around here about to fall apart, haven't drank my water, haven't gotten enough sleep, haven't eaten anything. So
Yeah, I
yes,
don't.
so we definitely have to take care of ourselves, and it is that weekend where all the mommies are going to get some extra love and pampering over the weekend. So maybe they'll take 10 or 15 minutes of themselves
Yeah,
to
I
take
gotta
care.
pamper my mom.
You said you're going to pamper your mom?
Yeah, I got to. I'll clean her house and
Okay.
everything. Yep.
Yeah. So we're going to make sure that we pamper ourselves as well this weekend. So awesome, awesome, awesome. When you get a chance, go ahead in there and post the titles of your book in the comment section. I did write them down, so I'll try to
Oh,
go out there and um, download some of the books too. Are they ebooks or paperbacks?
um, most of them are ebooks. Are they all the S on my chest? I got to make the paperback, so I got to upload that
Okay.
one. So, but
Okay,
everything
got it.
else is paperback. But I'll let you know when the ebook is out for that one, because yeah, I got to put it up there.
Okay. Got it, got it, got it. Thank you. And hold on. I'm sorry about that. And the journey of lupus. So I've come across a lot of people in the last upcoming year or so that have lupus or that are living with lupus. My sister being one of them, my older sister being one of them. So
Oh,
I wanted to
wow.
connect you and her,
Okay.
and then my niece through another parent, Devonna. She's trying to come out with a book as well to document her journey with lupus. She just had to have her hip replaced, and I think
Ouch.
she just turned 30.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so I know that she's been in and out of the hospital. I haven't been able to reach her the last couple of like maybe 2.5 weeks. So I don't know how she's doing right now. I'll reach out to her again tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that she lives with lupus and she just had that surgery like a month ago, if that. So she was still going through her healing phase. So I know that
Okay.
that book will be good for both of my
Okay.
relatives in that aspect. So we'll talk more in a few minutes. Okay, so we
Mhm.
have another author that we want to introduce, and my assistant done left me, so it's just me over here. Um, okay, I see your. Okay, so hold on. Oh, I see you posted it in the private chat. Can you copy it and post it over on the comment section? If not, I'll try to capture it and do it in a few minutes. So next we are going to have we did Barry, Juanita, and Francine. We're gonna do Dawn. Dawn, go ahead and unmute yourself and introduce yourself to us.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Awesome. Great. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. Wish I could hear you. But my name is Dawn V. Collins, and I'm a doula. A lot of folks don't know what that is, but I can get into that in a moment. I am a wife of 25 years to my husband. His name is Terrell L. Collins. We have three brilliant, beautiful daughters. They're adults. They are 26, 23, and 19. So, like I said, I am a doula. A lot of folks really don't understand what a doula is or does. If they do know anything about a doula, they get a doula mixed up with a midwife. And the two are not interchangeable, nor are they the same. A midwife is the person who will, and these days, male or female, everyone sees a doula or a midwife as a female, but there are male midwives and doulas out there. A lot of males have come on board because they want to help their partners or wives have their babies. At any rate, a midwife is the one who helps the mom and the baby medically. She monitors to make sure the baby and mom are doing well, their bodies are doing well, baby's healthy, mom's healthy throughout. Well, really before pregnancy, they can help with fertility. So during the fertility stage, pregnancy, and then, of course, the birth and the labor. They're monitoring all of that. Now, a doula, what a doula does is provide support, and that is what I am. A doula provides support emotionally, physically, and even sometimes spiritually to their client. And how that works is a client connects with their doula, and the doula teaches them different positions, teaches them what's happening with their body, and then also can accompany them to their doctor's appointments if necessary and need be to help advocate for them. I haven't had the pleasure of advocating in office for a client. Most of my advocating with my clients is just a one on one, face to face, talking to them about their appointment. So, what that would look like is okay, so you had your appointment, how'd it go? You get the gist of it, and then you start asking questions as a doula if your client had no questions. And then you can get down to the nitty gritty per se. You can get down to what kind of bothered them, but they may not have mentioned it, or what the doctor said that they didn't quite understand, but just kind of brushed off. And the reason why these things are important is because there are maternal deaths that are preventable, and the same with infant deaths. And a lot of folks don't realize that. I was one. I did not realize that until I gained this training and got involved in the birth work world. So that alone to me is what ignited my passion for birth work and what I do now, because one life that was unnecessarily lost. I mean, what could that person have been? Especially if that person was a baby, you didn't get a chance to become an adult. You know, how many babies have been lost needlessly? How many women have died needlessly during pregnancy, childbirth, or even the postpartum period, needlessly? So, it really ties into the fact that the Lord is my Savior, and
Mhm.
apparently everyone here too.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
and Jesus' will is that none should perish and none should be lost. And I really am, and I know that is in context to salvation, but I take that also into unnecessary deaths. That's not what he wanted. That was not his plan and purpose for that person that
Mhm.
was created, right? Everyone is
Right.
created with a purpose. So that is what really breaks my heart, is when these purposed beings have been lost. So my goal is to do my part in decreasing and ultimately demolishing those preventable deaths, whether it be in moms or infants. And the family unit is something that is not as cherished as it used to be, because I
Mhm.
think we've just gotten so used to broken families, or you know, I don't want to say that they're necessarily broken all the time, but people just don't get married anymore. And then when they do get married, things just aren't turning out right. And I'm not advocating marriage because you have a baby. I was a single mother. I had my
Mhm.
very first child. I was not married, and the man that I did marry is not her biological father. However, he is her dad. So
Mhm.
so I understand that. I understand it clearly. I understand how that can happen. I understand some of the emotions behind all of that. That's not what I'm not judging. What I am saying is that the enemy has come to attack the family unit, and that
Mhm.
it has been happening for a while, and we can do something about it. And as a doula, what I do is, whether they are married or not, I aim to have them work together if the mom is okay with that, if she's okay with the partner coming in and working. So, all of my clients, if the mom says okay, then we're all working together. And then you might say, well, if you're there for all this emotional support, physical support, information, education, what is the purpose of anyone else being there? The purpose of the other person being there is that I'm going to leave. I will leave. And that mom needs to find her tribe. She needs to find her people. She needs to find her
Mhm.
community. And so a doula helps her find her community. A lot of times, you have couples, or you have a mom who says, I have nobody to help me. And as a doula, what you can do is come in and you talk to her and you get to know her. And how you get to know her is you're actively listening to her. And then you ask her questions about certain people in her life that may not even be blood related that she brings up. And then what people want to do, as we all know, is when you have a baby or when you're pregnant, people want to help you. They just don't know how. So a doula can help you assign roles to the people that are in your life to help you through this stage. Because culturally, not just in Black culture, because I am a African American, a Black woman, and so when I say culture, everybody immediately thinks African diaspora. No, 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 that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, in culture across the board, when females have babies, when our babies come earthside, what has happened is that they keep them enclosed 30 to 40 days, enclosed in the house, in a room, in a hut, wherever it may be, for 30 to 40 days. And mom and baby are bonding, and all whatever else mom did before she had that baby, somebody else was taken care of. And a
Mm.
lot of that used to happen in the, let's say, 50s, 40s, maybe even 30s. That was happening because our homes were intergenerational. Our homes are no
Mhm.
longer intergenerational. And so we're
Right.
having that support that we used to have from our own family, because our families are everywhere. Our family is a retired United States Air Force family. My husband was active duty. I was not. We supported the ways that we do as spouses and children, and we sacrificed the
Right.
way that we do as spouses and
Mhm.
children. So we were away from our family. I said all that to say we were away from our family. And so we had family, but it was in form of our military family or our family that was at the chapel, the little communities that you end up meeting along the way. Those folks ended up being our family. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just wanting to point out that intergenerational is slipping away from us, and
It
I really
is.
believe that we should get back to that. And I would love to have that. And I have my own reasons as to why that can't be in my home right now. But um, we're working towards that as I age. I'm like,
Mhm. Right,
hey
right, right.
kids,
Definitely.
hey kids,
Yeah.
let's talk about this. But at any rate, as a doula, I also include wellness inclusion as Juanita was talking about. I was
Okay.
listening. I love the fact that she spoke on and she speaks about wellness inclusion. I include that from the mom's point of view with her job. I encourage her to talk to her employer if she is not the employer. I
Mhm.
encourage her to talk to them about her wellness and about how she needs time off for her appointments and definitely afterwards and what that will look like and working on those types of things. And also, Dad. I love the fact that Juanita is author of I Love My Daddy, because your husband said there weren't a lot of books with dads and there weren't a lot of books with Black fathers in them. And that
Right.
is another thing, that is another issue, not issue, but another problem, obstacle, challenge that I tackle when I work with families is to bring the father in. Again, whether you're married or not, uplift
Mhm.
the father. The father, these generations, the father wants to be there, but still doesn't know what to do. And
To
so
do.
again, we give him a role. We tell him what to do. We
Right.
make him comfortable with that by including him in the sessions that we have with mom. Why? Because I'm not going to be there. He is. And so
Mm.
he needs to be able to be very comfortable with that itty bitty baby. It's very hard for some folks, even women, to be comfortable with a tiny new life. But
Yes, it definitely is.
right. And
It
so
def
fathers need that support in that area, because so many want to be there and they're there in they're present, but they want to be active. And so we need to make space for them to be active in ways that they have not been in the past.
Okay.
Um, and Francine talked about Superwoman. This is another issue that I talk about with the moms. You do not need to be Superwoman. You have been the strong Black Superwoman, the strong woman, whatever your race is. You have been the strong woman. We have, as women, we basically cradle the world. We've had to carry a lot, you know, and so
Mhm.
um, all of us are learning. If the pandemic didn't teach us anything else, it taught us to slow down. And that
Yes.
is something that I really hone in on with the moms. One of my favorite questions to ask is, who said it had to be done that way? Who said it?
Mm.
What
Okay. Who said it? I'm
happened?
gonna have to put that in the chat.
What'll happen if you don't do it that way? 9 times out of 10, nothing is going to happen. More like 9.5, 9.99. Nothing is going to happen adversely if you don't do it the way that you have been trained or boxed in.
Trained.
And if no one has actually told you that's the way to do whatever it is you're doing, you just assume from either watching or observing other people, or thinking, okay, I'm pregnant. So, take for instance,
Okay. So
baby. Oh, go ahead.
give us a second because we still have to introduce one more author. So we're gonna pause you where you are. Well, one
Sure.
question before we pause you. Were you an author before Joy 365?
No, I was not.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
the way that I became even knew
Hold
about.
on. We're going to talk about that in just a second. We're going to bring in Dr. Melinda Watts.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am, we can. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Awesome, awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am a dean of a Christian college here um, in Maryland. I'm a wife, a mother, and we have a blended family of nine. My husband is Minister Ronald Watts. I am a founder of two ministries, Integrity International Worship Center in Batesburg, South Carolina, and we launched one in Hawaii. I am an author. This is my fourth book that I have the opportunity to write with, and I'm excited about this. I had a home in Hawaii for single mothers with children. The book, The Fire Couldn't Burn Me, was birthed out of the storms of life. But however, comma, when Jesus came in, he took my pain and turned it into purpose. Um, we have eight grandchildren. We like to travel. We have a AJ Hawaiian shaved ice, which my husband is now working with now, where we use it not just for our business aspect, but also God allows us to go and use it as a ministry tool in the community.
And say, what is that again that you said
AJ
a wine?
Hawaiian shaved ice. It's not like the icy Italian ice. It's totally different. And my husband gained that concept when we were in Hawaii. We were in Hawaii for 8 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to learn more about the Hawaiian ice. Okay. I like that. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, and then I have a podcast which I share the platform with my daughter who is in Florida. She's my media pastor, and it's Cup of Coffee with Jesus, where we use it to encourage others. It was birthed in 2000 and I think 12, but then we started using it, especially during the time of the pandemic, to just bring words of encouragement to people during that time, so they can continue to um, lift up the name of Jesus in the midst of everything that the world was facing. So that's another platform that we use to encourage not only just the body of Christ, but also those that are not um, in Christ. It's a tool that the Lord allows us to use, even to go out here. Since we've been here in Columbia, Maryland, we've been going into communities and giving back as far as to the school system, helping certain officials like mayors, back to school projects. But we just use the platform that the Lord has given us with Cup of Coffee with Jesus.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I put a couple of note comments in the chat box. The show, I must scroll back up and post that in the chat box. And were you an author before Joy 365? Somebody else.
Yes, yes, I launched my first book, The Fire Couldn't Burn Me, in July of 2022.
And what is that about? You said the fire couldn't burn
The
me.
fire couldn't burn me. And what it's about is my personal testimony of how what I had some challenges that I faced in life that should have destroyed me. However, God used those as a platform for me to, like I said, He took my pain and took it to a place of purpose. Whereas, like, I was a single mom before I met my husband and got divorced and was left in a desolate situation. However, God still turned around and used that for me to help other single women with children instead of having a shelter built because I was almost homeless. I built a home, which is called Hagar's Restoration Home. And it was more of a home environment for the women that were sent to me. I received domestic violence, divorce, some women through death, and became a mentor to these women to encourage them that there is life after tragedy.
Oh, wow. That's powerful. Well, thank you for doing that. That is awesome. I'm going to connect you, or I'm going to connect Darkima. She's interested in doing a group home. So that may be something that you two can connect with, and I'll go down and talk to her about that later on. Well, thank you
Okay.
for that. That is phenomenal, that you've opened up a home and you're willing to help other women um, through your testimony. So thank you for doing that.
Amen. To God be the glory.
Yes, absolutely. We've introduced everybody on the show today. So we're going to circle back around and we're going to get your input on Joy 365. So I'm going to put a question, I'm going to say the question, I'm going to try to type it in the chat so that if you um, need a reminder, it'll be in the chat. So Joy 365, some of you are new authors and then some of you are authors prior to. Tell us when it's your turn to go, just tell us what your experience is thus far in Joy 365 and why you decided to say yes. We're going to go ahead and get started again with Barry.
Again, thank you for having me. Um, so my experience with Joy 65 has just been phenomenal thus far. I actually got into it again as a project, something to enhance my or develop my creative skills in writing. Like I said before, I'm semi fledgling content creator. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
really on a grand scale, just stuff that makes me happy, what I like to post about. But a good friend of mine uh, encouraged me to take part in this, and so far it has been great. Since joining the devotional project, I'm actually have become a contributing writer to Own It magazine with
Okay.
Marissa Bedrew. I butchered her last name. I apologize, but
That's okay.
she brought me on board as a contributing writer. So I will be talking about my experiences of camping and hiking and things of that in her magazine. I actually dropped one issue for April, and then they're getting ready to publish the May issue here pretty soon.
Okay. Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dr.
But
V is listening, is tuning in, y'all. So I don't know if anybody else caught that, but she's listening. Okay, go ahead.
yeah. But and like I said, this is my first endeavor. Um, I'm still kind of working through the whole promotion things of marketing and putting myself out there. I'm somewhat of an introvert, so this is kind of a little bit overwhelming. But I'm starting to get a feel and be more comfortable with it.
Okay. Dr. V says great news. Um, but yes, so I'm an introvert. I don't talk when I'm not on the show, but I talk here more. I let mommy do most of the talking and I just sit in the background. But it's okay. Keep on testing the waters and trying to get yourself out there and it'll come like nature to you in a little bit. And then if you
Hmm.
need promotion ideas, always you can always hit up Dr. V in her inbox or in the group and she'll give you tips and tools as well. And thank
Yes,
you.
she's always posting, and I'm looking. And if I do have questions, I have no problems with them returning and reaching back out to me. It's again a great team, and I'm just happy to be part of it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And again, she's chatting with us. So I'm trying to read her comments. She said, it's always a learning experience with promoting.
Hmm.
So next, and thank you again, Barry.
Thank you again.
All right, Juanita.
Hey, so definitely has been a good experience, but I'm waiting for all those other authors to submit their stuff so that this book can come out.
I know
But
that's right.
it,
She say, where y'all at? Put y'all papers in.
right, right. So this has definitely been a good experience. It actually, I did my submission for this prior to me doing the children's book. So I definitely am learning a lot along the way. And, I have definitely reached out to different people within the group that I've met. Um, we have Miss Angie B, who is also in the group, and she did
Yes.
my promotions for me for I Love My Daddy. And I was able to
Oh,
get
okay.
a little girl for my audio book to actually read the book for me. And she's from Baltimore. And I mean, my experience has just been awesome. I've been able to meet a whole bunch of different people from all over that's doing wonderful things. So I definitely recommend this for anyone who wants to step out there and not knowing where to go. So this definitely helped out. But as I said before, come on everybody, submit your submissions so we can get this book out here.
I know that's right. Yes, yes, yes. And also, we're still looking for a few more authors. So if you know someone, share the opportunity with your family and friends so that we can fill those last slots for Joy 365 and get it out there and published. Because Dr. V is doing big things along with her 365 co-authors. Thank you so much, Juanita. Okay, we're gonna hear from Francine.
Yeah, this has been a different experience because Dr. V will have us have these meetings, and I've been learning about different things. I'm still trying to do that face. I have a Facebook group, but it's on my other page. So I never asked her about like what I can do about that. But just the little things she said that you need to do. I started to have an email list because throughout this whole time she been like, well, we're not just gonna focus on like writing the chapter. We gonna focus on the other aspects of the book. So that it's been
Mm-hmm.
helping me out a lot. I'm just and then she talked about this doing the live. My face is kind of swollen up right now because I had to take medication for lupus. So I've been kind of shy. I've been trying to not be
Mm-hmm.
online, but I guess I'm gonna have
Mm-hmm.
to just go ahead and do that live that she keep on talking about. Because she said once we launch it, it's over. Like you're not gonna be able to
Yes.
do it. So I gotta just take the time to actually do that because I've been moving around a lot. But besides
Okay.
that,
So
I've
when
been
you
been
do,
trying to.
I was just gonna say when you do the live, you can do a live where your face isn't showing.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I'm
So
like
just
I'm
inbox
trying to
me.
wait for it to go down. Okay.
Inbox me. No, we can do that live and you just be in the background. You don't have to be in the camera's view to do the live. So we'll
Okay.
talk. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. No problem. All right. Dawn. Dawn, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm here. Hey,
Okay.
sorry about that. So the name of my business is Birth Matters because family matters, and yeah, I forgot to say that before.
Okay.
and and
What
it was created
so
to for everything that I talked about. That's why I created that. That was the solution for me to be a part of the solution.
okay.
So the reason why I decided to say yes to Joy 365 and the experience, I didn't know anything about it. My actually our pastor, our first lady, Pastor Teresa M. Cooper, she sent out some invitations. Then there's a handful of authors there because of her, and
Okay.
that's why I said yes. And I actually have done a few blogs on her blog. And, you know, with her being a pastor and all, and an overseer, her and her husband, Bishop Sean Cooper, they pretty much can see the gifts that you have. And
Mm-hmm.
so they knew that I like writing and that I had that ability. And I was just one of many people that they know that can do that. And she extended the invitation to me, and it was the right time. And I went ahead on and said yes to do it. So that's why I'm here. And I was very surprised at um, how much I have learned. I didn't know what to expect, but I didn't
Mm-hmm.
expect to learn this much. You
Awesome.
know? Right, right. And Dr. V's amazing. I don't know her personally, but from what I've seen and the content that's available, it's just worth it
Mm-hmm.
because you'll end up paying an arm and a leg for somebody else to come and help you do this stuff. So I'll just put that out there. It's worth it,
Thank
especially
you.
if you've
Thank
never
you.
done this
Thank you. Y'all
before.
heard it right here on Life Your Magic. It's worth it. So if you haven't signed up, go ahead and sign up. What are you waiting for? Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. And Dr. Melinda Watts.
Yes. My decision to say yes to Joy 365 is because my elder, who is now in Germany, she was my elder in Hawaii. She reached out to me about this awesome project, and actually, she's kind of been like that person that pushes me, like, okay, Pastor, did you finish the book? So now, she sent this and she said these words to me. She said, I want us all to eat at the table together. And it's a wonderful thing when you experience something of this magnitude with someone who has believed in you from day one. So that's why I
Mm,
said yes. At first, I was like, okay, wait a minute, I got this anthology, and she would not take my wait a minute for no. She just kept,
right.
and then after I got in, the Lord showed me now that she has paid it forward for you, pay it forward
Mm,
for others. So I've been inspiring other people that have asked me about when I first stepped out of the comfort zone of my book, What the Fire Couldn't Burn Me. And they were like, I
mhm,
want to write. And I would say, well, all you got to do is one chapter and just put your picture and you're an author. It took me
mhm.
almost 3 years to get The Fire Couldn't Burn Me out there. And I just thank God for Elder
Right.
Henry.
Mhm.
And that is my experience. Like, the young lady said earlier, is meeting other authors, the experience of getting a chance to talk to Dr. V, because I know she's a busy woman, but if I call her, she'll answer, to know other people that can help you enhance where you are. So there's some other things that I'm looking to do to even promote The Fire Couldn't Burn Me, to get it to the number one. Right now it's trending. I think they said at number 17 on Amazon, which is not bad since it was launched in July. So I'm
Right.
excited, but I'm also thanking God that He connected me with someone who has already arrived to that number one bestseller. And the scripture says, iron sharpens iron. So when you're connected to others that can catapult you to your next, that is a blessing. And I think sometimes we miss our blessings because we overthink things. And
Mhm.
so, to my listeners who are out there, that I've asked you to help us close these hundred and something chapters we need to close, don't think too long, because when the water gets troubled, you got to jump in it while the waves are coming in, because after a while, it'll stop and then the door will be closed.
Close. Absolutely. Yes, you are so right. And thank you so much for that. So yes, again, if you have not joined Joy 365 or you're on the fence, we have been talking to author week after week, telling you nothing but great things about this project and Dr. V. So give it a shot. Don't keep on sitting here like, I don't know. You kind of sitting on a fence and you bounce, rocking back and forth. Jump in and do it, and you will not regret the decision. It has changed lives, and it's a movement. Dr. V is my mom, and I'm just honored to be in her presence. I call her my celebrity mama, so I am grateful to have her, and to get to know these authors that she has mentored, and that she's shared her time with. So I thank you all for being here today. We're running out of time. I am going to go out there and try to copy and did I mute myself? Okay, I don't know. All right, so real quick, I'm going to I thank everyone who attended the show tonight, and we are about to adjourn this show in just a few seconds. We're going to hear our replay. For the guests that are in the background in the studio, stay put, don't go anywhere. And if there's anything else that you want to say, just jump in the comments from the Life Imagine page and leave that information for them. And I will try to get your contact over there for them. I'm going to try to do the Facebook page because that's as quick as I can type. But I did get your notes for everything else. So you can go ahead and wrap us up.